Dr. Vex Thor's crystalline appendages trembled as he reviewed the medical data for the third time. The Galactic Biology Conference had been routine until now: species comparisons, evolutionary quirks, the usual academic discourse. But the human representative, Dr. Marcus Chen, had just made a statement that defied every principle of civilized biology. "I'm sorry," Vex Thor's translator crackled. "Could you repeat that?" Marcus leaned back in his chair, seemingly unaware of the dozen alien species now staring at him with various configurations of eyes. "I said humans don't really have a kill mode. We're just always capable of it." The Zenthari delegate, a being of pure energy contained in a crystalline matrix, pulsed an alarmed shade of crimson. "That's impossible. Every sentient species has biological safeguards, aggression limiters. The Galactic Concordat specifically requires—" "Look," Marcus interrupted, pulling up a holographic display. "I'm not talking about society or laws, I'm talking about biology. Raw, evolutionary biology." He manipulated the display, showing a rotating human nervous system. "This is our adrenal system. It doesn't switch on for combat and off for peace. It's always there, always ready. We can go from laughing at a joke to fighting for our lives in about half a second." The Quellan observer, Dr. Shapora, clicked her mandibles thoughtfully. Her species had evolved on a death world by galactic standards, yet even they had biological inhibitors that prevented casual violence. "But surely you have neurological blocks, chemical suppressants that prevent constant aggression?" Marcus shook his head. "We have social conditioning, cultural taboos, legal consequences. But biologically, no. A human grandmother baking cookies has the same capacity for violence as a trained soldier. The only difference is choice and training." The conference hall erupted in chittering, buzzing, and electromagnetic fluctuations, the galactic equivalent of shocked murmuring. Vex Thor raised a claw for silence. "Dr. Chen, you're describing a species that exists in a permanent state of potential lethality. That's a predator state. Apex predators on most worlds can only maintain that level of readiness for short periods before exhaustion. Humans are persistence predators," Marcus explained, warming to his topic. "Our ancestors hunted by literally chasing prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. We didn't need to be the fastest or strongest. We just needed to keep going. That same trait applies to our threat response. We don't tire out of being dangerous. It's just our baseline." Dr. Shapora leaned forward. "Then how do you coexist? How does your species not tear itself apart?" Marcus smiled, and several species recoiled at the display of teeth. He noticed and carefully closed his mouth. "That's the interesting part. We built entire civilizations on top of this biology. We created elaborate social contracts, moral philosophies, legal systems, all designed to convince ourselves not to use capabilities we always have." He pulled up another display, this one showing human history. "We channel it: sports, competition, video games, debate clubs. We created 1,000 ways to satisfy the urge for conflict without actual violence. Most humans go their entire lives without seriously hurting anyone, not because they can't, but because they choose not to." "But the capacity remains," Vex Thor said slowly, beginning to understand. "Always," Marcus confirmed. "A human accountant, a human teacher, a human artist. All of them could, if circumstances demanded, become immediately and effectively violent. It's not something we activate. It's something we consciously choose not to use." The Zenthari delegate pulsed orange. Confusion. "This seems exhausting, to constantly suppress such capability." "You'd think so," Marcus said. "But we don't experience it as suppression. It's just normal. We're not fighting against our nature. We've built our nature into our civilization. The same drive that made us dangerous hunters made us determined builders, persistent scientists, tireless explorers." He gestured around the conference hall. "Humans have been in space for only 2 centuries. Most of you had FTL travel when we were still banging rocks together, but we caught up fast, didn't we? That's not because we're smarter. You've all seen our aptitude scores. It's because when humans want something, we don't stop. Ever. It's the same trait, just pointed at a different target. Dr. Shapora's mandibles clicked in a pattern Marcus had learned meant respect. You weaponized persistence itself. We didn't weaponize it, Marcus corrected gently. We just never de-weaponized it. Humans are tools that never got put down. We just learned to be careful where we point ourselves. Vexthor's appendages had stopped trembling. Instead, they moved in slow, thoughtful patterns. This explains much about human history. Your wars, yes, but also your achievements. You built the Mars terraforming network in half the projected time. You've made first contact with more species than any other civilization. You volunteer for the most dangerous exploration missions. Because danger doesn't slow us down, Marcus agreed. It just focuses us. The same human who might fight to protect their family will also stay awake for 3 days straight to solve an engineering problem. It's all the same fundamental drive. The conference hall was silent now, each species processing this information through their own evolutionary context. Finally, a small voice from the back, a Ptharian, barely larger than a human child, spoke up. Should we be afraid? Marcus considered the question seriously. Do you have a reason to be? Have humans threatened you? Attacked your people? Violated any agreements? No, the Ptharian admitted. Then you're safe, Marcus said simply. That's the whole point. We have the capacity for violence, yes, but we also have the capacity for choice. And most humans, most of the time, choose peace. Not because we must, but because we want to. He stood, gathering his data tablets. Humans aren't dangerous because we have a kill mode. We're trustworthy because we don't need one. We're always capable, and we still choose cooperation. That's not a weakness of our biology. It's the strength of our character. As the conference adjourned, Vexthor approached Marcus privately. Your species frightens me, he admitted, but also inspires me. To have such power and choose restraint, that is truly civilized. Marcus smiled, carefully, with lips closed. Welcome to humanity, Doctor. We're scarier than you thought and safer than you feared.